All right, we have something very exciting today, an adventure ration pack. There is no date code stamped on here like there is on the Genuine US MREs, but the little sticker here has the date of production on it. So if we check this out, we can see it's menu A1, pepperoni pizza, and has a date of production of February 2018. That's about as fresh as you can get, so let's go ahead and check it out. Okay, first off we have a standard MRE hot beverage bag. We have a flameless ration heater, 2 slices of MRE pizza. The date on these is 8033, meaning the 33rd day, or February 2nd, I believe, of 2018. Here's the ingredients. And here are the nutrition facts. Of course, this is for 1 slice of pizza. We get 2 of them. Nut raisin mix, oatmeal cookies, chunky peanut butter, plain tortillas, Parmesan cheese, pizza packet, Italian spice, lemonade flavored drink mix, accessory pack, the black spoon, salt and pepper, deep rich coffee, sugar, and creamer, moist towelette, some hot sauce, Smarties, candies, and a MRE Star napkin. Alright, and here's everything that we're getting in this Black Dog Surplus Adventure Ration Pack. I just went through everything and added up all the calories, and it's a grand total of 1,730 calories. Alright, and I have to say that I was tempted, since there are 2 slices of pepperoni pizza in here, to just have 1 with this review. But we are doing a review, so we might as well check everything out. And I figure what this is going to give me a chance to do is I can heat one up in the ration heater and have one cold, so we can see it 2 different ways. And we're not only going to put the pizza in there, but we're also going to heat up some coffee. So let's go ahead and do that. Right between the lines, I can hear it already starting. I'm going to add about 6 ounces of water to that. Give that a good shake. Take some of the air out of here. The funny thing is it does actually say to put it into the box, which of course MREs don't come with the little entree boxes anymore. It's come with cardboard sleeves, and this didn't even come with that. So instead we'll just go ahead and, for a little bit of insulation, we'll put it into the outer bag. And give that some time to heat up thoroughly. And while that heats up, we'll check out the rest of the components. Here's the nut raisin mix. And this has peanuts, raisins, walnuts, sunflower seeds, almonds, and salt. And then our dessert of oatmeal cookies. Kind of like sort of miniaturized versions of the giant genuine MRE oatmeal cookie. And the plain tortillas. I would have actually liked to have heated these up with the flameless ration heater, but since I decided to do the coffee. And these don't really need to be heated, but a lot of times you have the problem with them splitting, but these are actually still quite pliable. Even though you can see where they're folded, they're not splitting like they usually do when you get them when they're a year or 2 old. So that's actually really good. And it seems like the Black Dog Surplus MREs tend to use a lot of the chunky peanut butter. And since I don't really see anything else to use the tortillas with, I think we're just going to make some peanut butter sandwiches, or peanut butter tacos if you want to call it that. Then we have the lemonade flavored drink mix, which takes 12 ounces of water. And I did have this in the last one, and I think this is really a great touch. And that just leaves us with a couple of slices of pizza and some coffee. Let's check out the cold pizza first. Get a smell of that. Look at that. It smells pretty good. What I've always imagined the MRE pizza to be like is basically like a quality of like a frozen pizza, and more specifically Elio's pizza, for anyone who's familiar with that, or school pizza. Remember, school pizza used to come in these square pieces. And Elio's is a brand of frozen pizza. And I think the crust was a big part of the problem with developing MRE Pizza. They had to find something that tasted pretty good, but could also stand up to having sauce on it. But you can kind of see already how dense this is. It almost looks like it's in different layers. And this is like, I don't know, it almost looks moist in there. But there it is. We got cheese on there. We got little cube chunks of pepperoni. It's pretty exciting. And let me see how the heater did with the coffee. That's definitely more than warm. Not quite hot, but it's not too bad. And now for the hot pizza. I thought I should have actually taken this out and flipped it around to get both sides heated up. I'm not sure which side I got, if that's the top or the bottom. I should have actually thrown this in some hot water just to make sure that it was well heated. Get the oxygen absorber in there. And there is a little bit of a difference right off the bat. Obviously this is warm and this isn't, but this is actually a little bit more springy and bendy. This one's pretty firm, so heating it does give it a little bit extra dimension. At the same time, I'm a big fan of leftover pizza eaten cold, so either way. Alright, and there it is. MRE Pizza. Finally. After all these years. Is it going to live up to the hype? You know what, I don't think it necessarily has to. I mean, nothing can live up to that kind of hype. As long as this is good, I'll be happy. And let's find out. Let's try the warmed up pizza. It's definitely warm, and as I said, it's a little bit different. It does have a little bit more give to it, but overall, they're pretty much the same. Definitely getting some of the pepperoni smell coming off of there. It smells like a store-bought pizza sauce. The crust smells kind of doughy. Let's try it out. It's very serviceable. I definitely would like to try it a little bit hotter. See if we can get this cheese to. From other videos I've seen, the cheese apparently doesn't actually melt, but at least have it hot. And as I was expecting, it's very similar in taste to the Elio's pizza. A little bit different consistency because that one, as I said, it's you actually cook that. You put it into a toaster oven or an oven, and you actually cook it. This is, of course, obviously ready to eat, but very similar, obviously in looks and kind of in style and in taste. It's nothing gourmet, but kind of along the lines of a pretty good frozen pizza. The crust is different. It is pretty doughy, kind of chewy. Not that it's a bad thing in terms of pizza, but just because being shelf-stable, it is different than something that would be frozen and actually needed to be cooked. Closest thing I can compare this to is a frozen pizza that you buy at a grocery store or something like that. But it's not exactly like that. Cheese seems to be kind of bland. The tomato sauce, or the pizza sauce, seems to have a little bit of a sweetness to it. Nothing too much to it. It's definitely not spicy or anything. And I haven't really actually gotten the pepperoni. They're all kind of over here. So let me get a bite that features some pepperoni. Yep, that does change the flavor. I guess the part that I was eating that didn't have the pepperoni is probably what the cheese pizza would taste like. Let me get one more bite to even this out. Yep, that's pretty good. I actually kind of feel bad for it because of the fact that so much hype around it. People have been waiting for so long. I don't think anything could live up to that, but I think they did a good job. Let's see what the crust looks like. It doesn't really have like a cooked appearance. Let me try the cold one. Obviously similar in taste. It's got a little bit of crunch in there. It's like a little onion or something. I'm glad I get to try these two different ways. It's definitely better heated. Nothing wrong with eating it like this, but there's less flavor. The flavor actually seems to come out better when it's heated. I mean, a little bit more pleasant experience biting into the crust. So that was the MRE Pizza. A serviceable, kind of along the lines of what you expect from like a frozen pizza. Cross between a frozen pizza and a shelf-stable sandwich kind of a thing, which makes sense. I suppose we'll follow that up with some of the nut raisin mix. Looks like we've got everything there. And the packaging does say there's salt in here, so let's go ahead and see if we can actually taste that. Yeah, it's good, but it isn't very salty. Not that I expected it to be, but the fact that it said salt in the ingredients, I thought maybe it would be a little bit more salty than the genuine MREs tend to be. But it's still good. But the raisins, they actually do add a lot to it by giving it that sweetness. They almost taste a little bit salty. Not sure why, but that really kind of gives you flavor. Otherwise, it's just a bunch of plain nuts. I'm going to try the deep rich coffee, which it's only lukewarm at best at this point, but it does seem to taste fine. Let's try this peanut butter sandwich here. And that's good. Gives you a really hearty, kind of stick to your ribs sort of a snack to go along with your pizza. It's definitely a good amount of food between the 2 slices of pizza and the tortillas with the peanut butter on them, giving you a little peanut butter burrito. And we have the oatmeal cookies. We have 4 of these. It gives you a nice, satisfying crunch. You definitely taste the oatmeal. You can feel the oatmeal too, the texture of it. And it's got some sweetness. Kind of tastes a little bit like molasses. Just like the MRE cookies, it's sweet but not overly sweet. Crunchy but not overly hard. And as I noticed on the last Black Dog surplus ration, a little bit of peanut butter on here is delicious. Very reminiscent of Girl Scout peanut butter sandwich cookies. And that's very good. Try a little lemonade before we do one last thing I almost forgot about. I do like that. I do like that touch of having a lemonade. I suppose if it's always lemonade, you could get sick of it. But as of right now, it's kind of a novelty, something different from the MRE beverages. And I like lemonade in general, so it's a nice touch. So we pretty much tried everything. What I kind of forgot to do was to try some of these spices. I don't think salt and pepper is really needed. And I'm actually, for this review, I'm going to skip the hot sauce. We know what hot sauce does. It's very effective for changing the flavor. I don't think the pizza really needs it. Obviously, if that's something you want, go for it. But I did want to try the Parmesan and the Italian pizza packet spice. Probably wouldn't hurt having a little something extra on it. So we'll try a little bit of the Italian spices on one side. And, I can smell it from here. You get the oregano, basil, marjoram, garlic, thyme, crushed red pepper. Yeah, I think that's going to be a nice touch. And I like putting, when I make pizzas myself, after they come out of the oven, I like putting a little bit of Parmesan sprinkled on top of it. So I imagine this is going to be a nice little extra dimension for this. Yeah, the Italian spices definitely go with it. It certainly makes sense on it. And the Parmesan, it gives it that extra cheese flavor. Because even though this has cheese on it, you don't really get a lot of flavor coming through on that cheese. So it's definitely a nice touch. I'm glad they decided to include this. I kind of tried them separately, so let's also give them a taste together. Yeah, that's a nice touch. I think if you find that the sauce is a little bit too bland for you, the spices really they really Italianize it quite a bit. They add a nice little kick of all those little elements. For me personally, I think it's fine with just a little bit of the Parmesan on there. It's actually fine by itself too. But it's nice to have options. So that was a review of a Black Dog Surplus Adventure Ration Pack. This one was menu A1, pepperoni pizza. A huge thank you to Black Dog Bob for sending this along to me, and thank you for watching.